The half-wit and the horror dead? I never thought I'd see the day. Now I am king. Unquestioned. Unrivaled. A fine feeling indeed. Not much of a kingdom to speak of, but at least it's a peaceful one. But if peace isn't reward enough for you, give me the amulets that Creighton and Alira wore around their worthless necks. When joined with mine, those trinkets will forge us a new strength, you and I. The strength to continue to do what we must.
To speak for peace, outlaw. There's the peace your lies have earned you. beast of burden. Beast of burden.
This seems like a good area to build a hideout, but it's filled with monsters. Can you clear it of everything dangerous? This seems like a good area to build a hideout, but it's filled with monsters. Can you clear it? Curious. With the death of the last monster here, the very air itself feels different. I wouldn't use the word purified, but you've definitely negated the pile over this place. I'll stay here for now and make sure nothing dangerous re-emerges. Welcome to our new hideout, Exile. I'll start getting it set up. All right. I've taken the liberty of performing a few tests. There are a few magical modifications the transmutia device can make that are safe every time. Try enhancing a piece of equipment now. Let's see if my results hold. I retrieved the transmutia device from the Chamber of Sins, and I believe I can rig it to imbue equipment with magical modifications. This may involve minor meddling with dark forces we don't understand, but we'll have to take that risk. Rayclast is a dangerous place, and we'll never get anywhere by playing it safe. As long as we treat the process scientifically and approach it methodically, we should be able to craft equipment to our needs. Malachi himself gave this transmutia device to Malagaro. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable to think about the horrors that it helped bring into being. But I must remind myself that science is not responsible for what happened in the Chamber of Sins. Science provides tools for mankind to manipulate the world. It is up to each of us to choose to do good or evil with the power so provided. Malagaro was the evil responsible, and Malachi before him. Together, you and I are going to start using this device to undo the damage they did. While you're out there, try to remain vigilant for other possible locations for hideouts. The blackguards never give up, and they may eventually stray close to this place. I want to have a backup location ready to go in the event we need to make a quick exit. I was no wonder child back in Oriath, but I prided myself on what junior accomplishments I managed to put together within the strict set of allowed sciences. Archaeology was my specialty, and Dominus and his ilk had an uncommon fascination with artifacts from the past. And I was told I was crucial, that I was important, because I could tell whether an artifact was truly Val simply by running my hand along faded stone patterns. I may have had a head slightly too big for my shoulders. When the Ebony Legion made available an archaeologist position on their expedition to Rayclast, and nobody volunteered, I thought my colleagues were all simply afraid of continental dangers. No, they knew better. None were allowed to speak it openly, but they knew. I didn't find out what kind of society I was truly a part of until I saw Piety's aspirations. I studied the Val. I knew all about their downfall, or at least our Templar-twisted perception of it. Piety's ocean of slaughter. The Vaal called their hubris the apex of sacrifice. The Eternal Empire called theirs the Purity Rebellion. We call ours the Temple of Lunaris. And I know nothing, Exile. Nothing at all. Save that we are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past unless we learn the hard way. When I first met him, I underestimated Einhar. Coming from the poorest of Ezamites, themselves already a battered people in this region of the world, Einhar struck me as someone who could contribute brawn to our cause, but not much else. How wrong I was. If anyone can decipher the dark design afflicting the creatures of Rayclast, it's him. I've been looking for the source of all this, an equation or overall pattern, but he's unknowingly taken an empirical approach. By learning about and understanding every single corrupted animal and the energies their blood contains, he's done more to advance our understanding of the problem than I could ever have done myself. One day, he may even solve the symptoms of corruption without ever understanding the root cause. Make no mistake, Exile, that's impressive. A humanistic brute force approach to a cosmic problem. I find Navali's state of existence curious. She is present, sapient, and capable of self-directed action. In a land where the dead continually rise as mindless monsters, intent on nothing but destruction, Navali stands as a stark outlier. I suspect that she is trustworthy, only because of some Kardui essence that still remains from her life before, carrying with it honor, duty, and respect. Were it piety or dominus returning in such a form, the consequences would be unthinkable. All right, I've taken the liberty of performing a few tests. There are a few magical modifications the transmutia device can make that are safe every time. Try enhancing a piece of equipment now. Let's see if my results hold.